Let's just take a few moments to acknowledge that we're giving ourselves this space, this time to let go, to put aside any need to be anywhere else than here. The mind works hard to keep track of time. It's trying to keep track of where we're going, what we need to take care of, what tasks we have to complete, what things we need to worry about. And it analyzes the past, what we should have done better, how we could have done things differently, why are we where we are currently? Should we be here? Should we be experiencing something different? So, a great place to start is to consciously acknowledge that we're putting all of that aside in this time, right? In this beautiful space that we have here where we truly can just be. It doesn't matter what else is going on in your life. It can be absolute turmoil and chaos, and you always have access to this present experience that is endlessly accepting of whatever it is you're experiencing. There's actually endless capacity here for you to be with whatever it is that is arising. So remind yourself of the gift that you are giving yourself, and you can even just be grateful that grateful and proud that you've carved out this space for yourself, that you've acknowledged that giving yourself this time to explore your experience in a different way is a real gift to yourself. So thank yourself for doing that, and really actually feel into that sense of gratitude and self-love, because we can be so hard on ourselves, right? We can be so judgmental of what we should be doing, how we should be, whatever it is, your health, your spiritual path, your healing path. You're doing great. You're just showing up is such a big step. Um, to have the courage to face your inner world is powerful, and it often we often forget that, right? So I invite you to just acknowledge that in yourself, right? Be proud of yourself for giving yourself the space, and having the courage to face your own experience, to face yourself, right? Because in this space where we meditate, where we stop and put aside distractions, we're opening the door to ourselves. We're opening the door to whatever it is that we've been running from. So it's a brave thing to do, but it's also a beautiful thing to do. It's a powerful thing to do. It's a it's one of the best things you can do for yourself, and not even just for yourself, for everybody around you. It's a it's a collective task that you're undertaking, and it's not generally recognized by the rest of society. Um, how much kind of deep change happens by going within ourselves, and how much we release the collective uh, conflict and suffering by doing this. So thank you for being on this path and for opening up to yourself. So just remember that meditation isn't about creating a specific state. It isn't, you can't get it wrong. It's about opening up to your experience. So wherever you are currently, whatever you notice in this time that we're sitting here, just remind yourself that it's all allowed. It's all welcomed with open arms. Nothing needs to be pushed away. You can't get this wrong. It doesn't matter what the mind says. It doesn't matter how many thoughts arise. It doesn't matter the content of the thoughts. You just want to have this open space where you can be consciously aware of your experience as it is. What tends to happen is thoughts come and go, and they have different content and different textures and different stories. And when these stories play out, we feel so strongly that it is our story, that it is me, that I am the thought saying, I'm not good enough, I need to be better, my whole life is a mess, my health is a mess, my whatever, right? Or even positive thoughts. But when you start to pay closer attention to your experience and to your mind, you can see that those thoughts just come out of nowhere. And we suffer and we struggle when we get so entangled in them that we don't see them as thoughts. So that's part of what we're doing here, is we're cultivating an awareness, right? We're becoming more conscious. We're seeing parts of our experience and ourselves that we used to be unconscious to. And that can sometimes be enjoyable. Sometimes you can cultivate states of calmness. The mind can quieten down, the body can relax. All of that can happen. But at the same time, we're seeing parts of ourselves that we've kept unconscious. So you can experience the thoughts that you're afraid to experience. You could experience frustration. You could experience fear. You could experience discomfort in your body. Right? So that's why there's no wrong experience when it comes to meditation. We're just paying attention to experience in a different way than we usually do. And one of the most powerful tools that you can use is curiosity. Because you don't need to judge right or wrong if you're approaching from a sense of curiosity. You can be curious of anything. Whatever is in your experience is just what it is. Whatever is here is already here. So why not be curious about it? So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, just to give yourself some space to see whatever arises when we sit in silence. We're often afraid of silence because we get pulled into the thoughts. But to just give ourselves some silence to observe whatever experience opens up to. So in these moments now where I'm just going to let you be with your experience, just be curious and open and realize you don't have to do anything. You don't have to create anything. You're just being. And the mind can be busy. The mind can try to do, but you're just letting that happen. That is happening in the space of your awareness. So let's give ourselves a few moments to just be. Whatever your mind does when you're sitting in stillness, it's okay. You just want to notice the moment you realize you were getting entangled in it. That's the real beautiful moment, because then you can see, ah, That's just what's arising. That was just a thought. The thought saying, oh, there's too many thoughts. It's just allowed as it is. So you're sitting in stillness is really a form of surrender, because you're just letting things unfold. The mind's not used to doing that, so we get tangled up in it. But that's fine. That's just part of it. It's how this process goes. So another thing I'd like to add in here is I found that mixing gratitude and compassion into allowance is very powerful to disentangle resistance, because we get so caught up in resisting what's happening. That's why we struggle. So something we can do is, when we notice that we're struggling with our experience, or we're experiencing struggle, we can actually flip the switch immediately. And we can just, in our experience, say to ourselves, what if I was grateful that experience was arising exactly as it is right now? That the thoughts are exactly as they are. So it's a tool we can use to unwind the mind's natural tendency to go into opposition and attempt to control our experience. And you can surrender into gratitude, into acceptance, into allowance, and say, this is just right as it is. And this kind of work has a big effect on the body. The body is working hard when the mind is trying to resist, right? It draws a lot of energy. So when we sit in this space of allowing and having gratitude, it's very healing for the body. So whatever it is that's coming up in your experience, even if it's physical sensations and symptoms that feel very overwhelming or triggering, to open your heart to that as well and say, it's okay, you're allowed to be here. I'm grateful for this experience just as it is. I'm grateful that these sensations show up just as they are. Because experience is so mysterious. The actual act of experiencing this moment as it is unbelievably mysterious. It is inexplicable to the mind. So touch into that mystery, because then you see that the problem's in the thoughts. The problem's not in the experience itself. It's not in the emotion. It's not in the sensation. It's not even in the thought itself. It's in the identification with the thought, taking the thought to be what we are. So we'll sit for a bit more, and now we can just invite a sense of compassion and gratitude and love towards whatever is an experience. And when you do this, it can help to put some attention in your center of your chest and your heart center. Just exploring the sensations there. Being grateful for those sensations. Feel like you're unclenching a fist, right? Just allow it to open up. Whatever sensations are there, just explore them with curiosity and compassion and love. How beautiful that you get to experience this. How beautiful that everything is just showing up as it is. And you can also invite yourself to let go. You can let go from the mind. Just let go in whatever way that feels like. It's just something you drop into your experience. What would it mean to let go from my mind? To surrender a little bit more. To be a little bit more open. To be a little bit less contracted. Just allow yourself to let go. You're not actively making anything happen. You're just letting go. Invite experience to unfold as it wants to. This can be a powerful intention to let go, to say. You can say this mentally, you can say this out loud. It's an invitation to your own experience to unfold as it wants to. You can say, I invite whatever wants to be here to be here. This space of my experience is here for anything that needs to be felt. Anything that wants to be held is allowed. Anything that wants to be released is allowed to be released. You don't have to expect anything to happen. Just dropping this intention into your experience allows a little bit more letting go. It's a little bit more allowance. It's a little bit more trust. And it's powerful. So you're invited to drop that into your experience. An invitation and an acknowledgement that you're holding space for anything without judgment. And that includes the experience of judgment. Everything's allowed. Just relax. You don't need to control anything here. It's safe to be with anything. It's safe to feel anything. It's safe to experience anything. It's safe to let go. It's safe to trust life. It's safe to be you just as you are. It's safe to open up and allow yourself to be seen, to allow all your parts of you to be seen. There's nothing that's not allowed. There's nothing that needs to be hidden. There's nothing that needs to be forced. Alright, so we're going to end this meditation in a few minutes. So in these last few minutes, just allow yourself to just allow the mind to do whatever it wants and just be open, be curious. All right. So as we close off here, I want you to acknowledge for yourself again how beautiful it is that you gave yourself this space, and you don't need to judge yourself. That the fact that you just opened up to exploring your experience is such a courageous and powerful thing to do for yourself. So there's no such thing as a bad meditation. And yeah, just really be grateful that you gave yourself this gift, and well done.